Action, and welcome back to Starting Nine. Game 4 recap in Philadelphia. Yeah, Game 4. We're here live. Snake and Carl in the Warwick. We were out today.
Slightly stunned.
I can't believe the fact we should just say it. The Phillies got no hit tonight. They
and when you
smashed the Astros last night.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest takeaway is the 7-0 win last night by the Phillies. And then the Astros come out, no hit them on the road, win 5-0, and
dude, we joked around today being like, wow, the energy around Philadelphia. Holy shit. Bryce Harper, he is the best life ever until Game 4 starts. Like, he went out and just smashed Game 3, that 24-hour period. God bless them.
And they're still feeling fine. I promise you that.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, they got no hit tonight.
Did you hear me talking to the Phillies fans? Like, they were kind of out, all the bars we're at. Like, if I would have told you, you guys would be tied 2-2 going into Game 5 at home in the World Series with the Astros, would you take it?
Yeah,
what do you think the consensus
everybody
was?
was saying, yeah.
Right.
So let's take a backdrop for a second because we'll get in the game. But, like, today was a little bit different. We went to Philly bars. We joke around, like, not joke around, but man on the street video is like, we should do men on the street, just go around and talk to different Phillies fans. Obviously, Game 3 in there, amazing 7-0 smash, just like crazy game. And then today to be with Phillies fans while they got no hit and to experience that. So I'm curious for you.
Yeah,
like,
riding on that high.
The first bar we walked into, I look at you and go, dude, this is a Wrigley bar. Like, I feel like I'm in Wrigleyville right now on Clark Street. Like, I guess before we get to the game, like, your experiences walking around, like, today we were just part of the Philly faithful, rolled around the bars and stuff. Met some great people, had a good time. Just curious from your perspective, though, like, you were in the mix at the Barstool Bar, like, seeing the Philly fans and stuff. Is that, like, I guess it's like a big leaguer, like, looking at the shit. Is that weird or, like, what's it?
No, not weird.
Or refreshing, or you see how much people care?
Well, what I'll say is this: it feels like an extension of the fan base at Citizens Bank, because and I could tell that for sure when Javier would pick off, and everybody in the bar would boo like something happens in the stands. So like it felt to me like the people in those bars, the Philly fans, were an extension of the crowd that was at Citizens Bank. The energy, at least for the first few innings, was high level. And then, look, all the runs were scored in that fifth inning. And it was started with 3 singles, and then Nola came out of the game. Alvarado had to come in, and it just got away from him.
So let's get to that then. I do like that. It was an extension of Phillies fans. And for me personally, as a guy who's worked at Barstool and has been like Johnny Sports, whatever, like you do have respect for Philly. It's like, oh, we're playing Philly. Like, these guys care. But, like, to be here with them and to just kind of be floating around with the camera and, like, hey, we're going to do some shots for Barstool. We just want to hang out with you guys. If it was last night, today, like, I don't think, before we get in the game, I don't think Philly fans get enough credit. And, like, they're known. Like, they're known nationally. They
were tearing you to pieces when you were behind the bar. Hey, you just got no hit. They hated you.
I know, but I was like, man, you just got no hit. Like, who needs a drink?
That's the passion.
Who needs a drink?
Sure.
And they just, like, rope you in.
Honestly,
it's like if I was not a diehard Chicago fan and, like, didn't have my loyalties and stuff, if you're just, like, walking around being like, the way I am with EPL teams, I'm like, oh, I don't have a soccer team yet. But, like, fuck, man. Being out here with these Philly people, I hope that like when all is said and done, all that shit, like after the season's turn, like these Philly fans that like jumped into this, am I even wrong?
I don't think they just jumped into it. I think they've been a part of it for a long time.
God, this is fucking sweet though. They're all good. Like,
they're hungry for a World Series ring.
And do they get it now? So let's get in the game. Do they get it? 2-2. They got Zach. Is Syndergaard's pitching tomorrow? Right.
That's what it's slated for.
Hey, real quick, though, I do want to thank Game Time for sponsoring today's episode. Game Time's a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, I don't know what you guys are waiting for. We've had tons of Barstool fans hitting us up on social about getting great deals. I've obviously been using Game Time a ton. We used it for the World Series. I used it for Game 5 of the NLCS. Tremendous success getting low prices, especially at the last minute. It's so easy to use, amazing deals. It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the United States. You guys are going to love it. All you have to do is download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login and redeem code STARTING9 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Syndergaard Verlander. I don't know the backstory there. I thought just from watching Wheeler's run down a little bit. He's fatigued. He's thrown a shit ton of innings, a ton of starts. But I was pretty certain that he'd be back out there for Game 5. It seems like he might not be.
Well, maybe it's like Rob Thompson's doing something unique here and saying, I know I have Wheeler. Because maybe Rob Thompson's like, if you get me to Game 7, we'll win it.
No, well, I don't know. I think this is so I said the rain out could be the biggest factor in this series. So Syndergaard was pushed back. Suarez started. They won Game 3.
I think everybody would expect it to go Suarez, Nola, Wheeler.
Well, sure. So it has to be. Well, yeah,
for sure confirmed from Colin.
No. So that's what it's slated as right now on the websites.
I know we're
it's
saying
Syndergaard, Verlander.
Rumor though, right?
I wouldn't be completely shocked if something changes by tomorrow. Really? I don't know. Well, see, look, if Wheeler's really hurt or he's banged up to the point where he can't go, then he can't go, and Syndergaard is going to have to start Game 5. But then that kind of takes away the advantage that they had with that rain out.
But when Syndergaard was supposed to pitch Game 3, he was like the way guys like me are looking at it. He's priced 115. Suarez is priced at 108. There was something about Game 3 that Vegas and the people who put the numbers together were just like, you know what? The Phillies have a clear edge. If it's true and confirmed, and they don't go back from Syndergaard starting Game 5. Be very interested to see where this price is because I said I would have it at plus 135, 40-ish.
I want to find out if Wheeler's like out for the series.
Because from your perspective, you're saying like he definitely is in a position where he should, if he is healthy, he should be pitching Game 5.
Well, I think that's pretty obvious.
Right.
That if he is healthy,
but you think it's pretty obvious. I don't think it is. I'm surprised. I'm saying like you're looking at this.
You're saying if he's healthy, there's no issues with health, you would be surprised if you wouldn't be surprised if he didn't start Game 5?
I'm saying that he should be pitching Game 5, and if he's not pitching Game 5, then there's obviously something else is going on. Now,
I agree.
And furthermore, if they come back and they say, well, we just want to give him 2 more days rest so he could pitch Game 6 in Houston.
Nope.
That's very surprising. Maybe.
Nope.
And this is also because of what I've picked up from what you've talked about with Wheeler. Like, he wants the ball. These guys want the ball right now. Dude, like, Game 5 will save you for Game 6. Like, no.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want the ball in this type of situation, then you've got no business on my team.
But they've gotten here because they want the ball. Like, it's like dude, they got here because Wheeler's the guy who goes out and just shuts you down.
I think we should just leave it at this, that there could be some information we don't know about Wheeler. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But
the lineup to you, you're going, they get no hit, doesn't matter. They show up Castellanos, Bryce Harper, Schwarber. Tomorrow they take BP.
I wouldn't say that it doesn't matter because all that momentum you gained from last night, in Game 3, winning 7-0, shutting out the Astros. It's kind of it's basically just it kind of wipes that slate clean.
More so, dude, they just got no hit for the first time in the history of like the World Series
combined no hitter in World Series history.
No disrespect on Larson. Hey, but real quick, let's just stop talking about our good friends at Ridge Wallet. It's an ultra slim minimalist wallet. It holds up to 12 cards plus room for cash. There's over 30 colors and styles, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It's made with this amazing technology that protects you from digital pickpocketers. It's called RFID blocking technology. You guys got to get this. Ridge Wallet. These guys do amazing stuff. They've got a new key case to help you organize your keys. Everybody's got a lot of keys. Secures anywhere from 2 to 6 keys. That's amazing stuff. But you don't know that unless you go to ridge.com and use the code STARTING9 for 10% off your order. That's ridge.com. Promo code STARTING9 for 10% off your order. Get a good, clean, custom, minimalist wallet, guys. It's time. It's time to improve your collection. Go to ridge.com. Use the code STARTING9 for 10% off your order. Let's get back to the show.
You
Right,
have
he threw a
to.
no-hitter, right? Colin?
Yeah, but listen, you got to understand this. Whether you get no hit, you get shut out 7-0 like they did to the Astros last night, a loss is a loss, a win's a win. 1-0, 10-0. It's a loss. It might sting a little bit more because of the historical implications with the game. But, hey, it's 2-2. You have one more game at home. They're obviously going to have to go on the road to Houston, to win the series. But Houston has them in a good position. You get shut out last night. You throw a combined no-hitter.
Bro, they dropped. They are up 5-0 with Justin Verlander, who he won't get a unanimous Hall of Fame election, but he'll be 98.
You don't think
folks.
he'll get unanimous?
No, I mean only one. I mean Rivera did. Verlander will be a guy who though is like, man, he was close, and he had a 5-0
he's
lead
unanimous.
game one.
It's
All
a
right.
unanimous guy.
This
And
is
if he
a-
doesn't, it wouldn't surprise me. We should probably change, like, the guys that vote for it a little bit.
No, that's a topic I'll talk about all day.
We'll talk about that later. But
It's
let's
like, here I
get.
am grinding opinions, and then I got to sit here and
Let's,
talk to a guy like,
um,
I did 15 years at the Miami Herald. No, I'll say this. All right, let's back up track for a second. Regardless of where Verlander stands with Cooperstown, he's pitching game 5. He's pitching game 5. They fucking lost with a 5-0 lead and Justin Verlander on the mound. All right, now my point of this isn't like, oh, god damn, the Astros and that. They come back, they no-hit a game 4. We said at the start of the series just how hard it is to beat the Astros. That if you want to beat the Astros, your best chance is the Mariners in a 5-game series. And why? It's because of shit like this. Like, dude, they lost a game that in the history of baseball, like, nobody would ever in 1,000 years bet money or even predict. Vegas would be like, we're not going to give you even a number on a Justin Verlander.
talking game 1?
Yeah, like Justin Verlander's up 5-0 game 1.
Well, and they scored. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Now they
give
win it,
credit
and then
to
the
the Phillies.
Astros come back. Then the Astros
6
win game
unanswered
2.
runs.
They get smashed in game 3. No, game 4, we're going to no-hit you guys. So if the Astros win the World Series convincingly now, if they win the next 2 games convincingly, the legacy about them will just be like,
I don't
well,
even
they were
think
a great
it has
team.
to be convincingly.
They're
Like,
a great
I-
team. They're great.
I picked Phillies in
fucking team,
7,
dude.
like at the start of all this. I think that this is turning out to be just a really highly contested series, and it's going to go the distance. The game seemed kind of lopsided. Well, at least last night, obviously the shutout, the 5 homers from the Phillies. Tonight, the combined no-hitter from the Astros.
So then you take the 2 games together, and they're
Yeah.
fucking dead even, though.
Right.
Like, that's the beauty of this game is like, all
Sure.
right, fine, whatever. Like, the Astros absolutely got their dick smashed in last night. The biggest thing coming in today was how did they show up?
The response.
Bro, not only do they show up on the mound, they show up, right, they get their opportunity in the 5th inning. They put their 5 up.
Yeah.
They get their crooked number, and then just hang and cruise the rest of the game. There was not at any point where the Phillies even remotely in a position to threaten. They got no fucking hit. So now they have to go back to game 5. Now, if there's any team, though, that we've seen throughout the entire season where it's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter they got no hit. It's the Phillies. They don't give a fuck. They fired their manager and made it to the World Series. They're cruising.
No, they're confident. They've got the guys to get the job done. They've had production from their star players throughout the postseason at the right times. I mean, you look at the averages; they're not sexy averages, which is fine. But you got guys like Hoskins with 6 postseason homers. Harper has 4 or 5 homers. Schwarber, he's got his homers. Real Muto had the go-ahead homer in the 10th against the Astros in Game 1. So they're getting the production necessary at the right times, and I don't think it's.
Yeah, because
I don't
one of
think it's
those
gonna
guys could
end.
show up tomorrow and like go 2 for 4 with like a couple of big hits.
Right. And
You just have guys up and down the lineup that can do it.
Javier was nasty all game, and we were talking about the sliders he was throwing to Castellanos in that one at bat. I believe is his first at bat. Just slider on the paint, slider, just nasty. And I was telling some of the fans at the bar, that looks like and it looks so easy. The game seems so easy on TV. Oh, it's
does
a
it,
ball.
right?
It's a ball. Why'd you swing at that? Oh, it's right down the middle. Why? You got to hit that over the fence.
Good eye.
Exactly, good eye. But when the ball is coming out of the same tunnel, and you got a guy that can generate that sort of spin and has that type of life on his stuff, you see heater, and you you offer at it. Next thing you know, it's that, you know, hard right to left break with depth, and it just, you know, he executed from start to finish, and then you bring in Brian Abreu.
Very good, dude. Just like the depth too, and no one even is like talking about Brian Abreu when you even get into
you
the
have
Astros
him. You got
pitching
Montero come in, so Brian Abreu.
Well, let me ask you.
Is a closer.
But real quick though, let's talk about Dewar Jeans, an unbelievable sponsor for this show. And we've talked a lot about Dewar. We know about the comfort, the style. It's time to simplify your wardrobe and the way you dress with Dewar. They set out to create versatile staple items that can travel from hike to work, even out to dinner, guys. Less in the closet means less in the landfill, and less time debating what to wear means more time enjoying those adventures. If you've seen me on our YouTube channel, which hopefully you guys are subscribed to, you've noticed how comfortable and well-dressed I am, and the reason is because I wear Dewar. A lot of guys, they say, hey, man, Carl, waist down. You're flawless. I say it's because it's the performance denim, which you guys can check out. It's the No Sweat Jogger, available for you too. I'm not the only guy who can look good. Join me on this adventure. Discover the lightweight luxury of performance naturals, whether you're a corporate climber or a mountain climber. Take 15% online at shopdewar.com or in-store using code STARTING. Let's get back to the show. Can I ask you about Javier? Quick, I want to talk about Abreu, but like Javier, because one thing I asked you, we're sitting at the bar and like, I mean, every fucking pitcher, 98, 99, 100. And then Christian Javier is getting crazy swings and misses.
Yeah, but it plays hard. It plays harder.
So that's where I'm saying to you is like, all right, dude, this guy's clearly a couple ticks below miles power-wise.
Yeah.
But when you look at his spread of like hits against, I mean, he set like a major league record this year for
a 170 average against.
So when you see him doing that with 94, obviously the great slider. The sliders, the sharp, the break, everybody saw him tonight. But the fastball is where I'm like, how the fuck these guys miss the fastball when it's over the plate and stuff?
Well, Javier, I'll tell you this. So Javier at times was slightly erratic. He was trying to go down and away. He'd kind of miss across the plate, in, elevated. There was an element to his game tonight that he was effectively wild at times. But then when he needed to dial it in, I mean, he was painting at the top of the zone, down and away, and just that slider was precise. He wasn't making mistakes with it over the plate, and that's kind of why he had so much success. And he wasn't in parts of the zone that was going to lead to Philly being able to slug,
or hit,
I mean exactly.
Like, honestly,
but Philly is built for slug. We know that. Everybody knows that. And he was using his stuff in a way that was basically taking away their ability, you know, to hit the ball in the gap or over the fence.
I get a sense watching Christian Javier pitch where I want to go back like 15, 20 years ago when the evolution of the closer was like, yo, this is a position. This is a thing. You're a closer. You're a nasty late game reliever. Now, that had existed long before, but just for my lifetime, you know, you go back, it's like, dude, there's a heyday. Percival and Hoffman and Rivera and just fucking legends, and they get done. And it's like Brian Wilson and fucking K-Rod. And the concept of the closer, and this is a long-winded way of me saying, like, you'd watch K-Rod go out and punch out fucking the side every single time and say, damn, I wish this guy could start. Or Chapman. Aroldis Chapman's a great example. The Cincinnati Reds spent years trying to get him to be a starter, including the first couple of years of his career at the big league level. Now, when you watch Javier pitch, to me, I'm like, this is a fucking ninth inning closer from 2002. Fucking nasty slider, nasty fastball, but he's just out here for 6 innings. They showed the fucking pitch breakdown tonight, and he had thrown 2 pitches through 5 innings. He's fastball slider all night long.
Kevin Gausman-esque.
But it's
fastball split,
fastball
slider.
And as we learned through the interview with Kevin Gausman, the way the 2-pitch for him works is it's all works off fastball split. I mean, dude, to be a 2-pitch starter, just fastball slider in the World Series against a team that just went out and just shit against sliders, Lance McCullers. Now Lance was flat, but to no hit him. It's not even like he pitched well. He fucking dominated the Phillies after they smashed slider.
No, he did.
There's something biggest,
say
broadest
something?
point about Javier. There's something
Yeah,
about
what do you
him
got?
where hitters go back to the dugout and they're like, I don't know, man. He's just fucking hard to hit.
How do you feel about a combined no, Jake? Because the Mets did
It's
it
not.
earlier
It's not the
this year.
same, but
No, yeah, the Mets did
it's
it
not the
earlier this
same.
year, and
It's-
like I want to know how it is around the league. Like it doesn't happen often at all.
no, it's still
But,
a big
like,
deal.
yeah, do
yeah,
you-
very
you-
big deal.
It matters, yeah. It matters
I was a
to the
part of
clubhouse,
one,
right?
with the Cubs. Davies combined with 3 or 4 other guys. Kimbrel finished it. It's a no hitter.
Yeah, at LA.
It's a no hitter.
At LA.
It's not. It's not the same type of no hitter, but it's still a no hitter, and like the magnitude of this one is elevated way higher because of the situation. It tied the series at 2 after getting shut out and just kind of beat up the way they did. That tells you the resilience of the Astros.
Dude, they don't care.
They don't care.
And as
just
much as we've said that about the Phillies, it's almost this like maybe we haven't given credit to the Astros at all for how
No, we
they roll
have.
in here and it's like, oh well, they're good on paper. They're the
Listen,
most
we
talented,
talk
all
about the
shit.
heartbeat of Suarez and Wheeler and Nola. Look at Javier out there tonight.
He's masterful.
Dude, he was dialed in.
He was, and we talked about this. I feel like I don't want to. Like I had major question marks about if you were the Astros and you need to win Game 3, and you have a choice between Lance McCullers and Christian Javier, and it's not even anything against Lance McCullers or the fact he's coming back off injury, throwing 44 innings, coming in the postseason. It's just like, dude, what more does this guy Javier have to do? But like maybe I'm wrong because the Astros are like, well, fine.
I don't.
we lose.
There's nothing more that he had to do.
like he's gonna
McCullers was going to pitch in the series anyways.
like if you aired this podcast a year from now, people will be like, well, this fucking idiot. Listen to the way this guy talks about Christian Javier. That's how I feel about him. You saw him tonight. Like, honestly, was he on tonight? I don't even know. I thought he was just he looked fine. But they can't hit him. There's something about him where you just can't hit him. Like, it's like,
No,
it's weird.
He was
The ball
absolutely
comes out,
on
it flies
tonight.
out. You think so?
He was absolutely on tonight.
Okay.
Look, you're not going to go 6 no-hit innings in Game 4 of the World Series without having ace stuff.
Here's a funny
Yeah,
moment for
hold
that.
on. Listen, let a guy finish, and then you can go on a rant again.
That's not a rant.
Guys are going to miss mistakes. That's going to happen. But when you're consistent with your stuff in certain locations and you're pitching above the barrel. Is this better? When you're pitching above the barrel and you're down and away with the slider from start to finish, like you're going to be able to pitch like that.
But just the surprise to me is just to do it with 2 pitches. Like, I know what you're saying, where it's like, yeah, he can execute the fastball down, he can throw the slider down, but it's not like he's mixing the breaking ball. Like, dude, he's just like, here's fastball, here's slider, here's fastball, here's slider. And when you see it at this level, I mean, the fucking hitters are dialed in.
The game's easy on TV, isn't it?
What's he doing? I want to get to the bottom of Christian Javier.
There's not like you're trying to dive way too deep into this.
93?
It's not all velocity. It's location. It's deception. It's life in the zone. It's can you throw the fastball off the same line as your breaking ball? Is it hard to pick up? That's what it is. I think you're trying to
So is he
dissect
very good?
this a little
so
bit.
Is he very good?
Well, he was tonight. He was tonight, obviously. Yeah, I mean when you're coming out against a team who just put up 5 homers and shut out the Astros, how do you think the energy level was for the Phillies coming into Game 4?
They had to be rocking.
Dude, as high as possible. So obviously we weren't at the game. Like stark contrast from last night to tonight.
Well, when we
As
go
far
there,
as
the
far as
Phillies win 7-0.
the energy in the stadium, right?
Shady Rays. Let's take a break from the show real quick to talk about our friends from Shady Rays. Shady Rays sunglasses offer an industry-best combination of fit, style, and performance without the big brand price tag. It doesn't stop at the quality. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. Every pair is backed by lost and broken replacements. Guys, this is serious stuff. Shady Rays, like they come to the table. They're just saying, don't just buy our product now. Buy it for life. Be a part of the journey. If you lose or break your pair, even day one, they'll send you guys a brand new pair. Shady Rays will do that. You can wear with confidence because Shady Rays has your back long after you purchase. Exclusively for our listeners, the starting line there. Shady Rays is giving out their very best deal of the season. If you guys go to shadyrays.com, use code STARTING. You get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. I like polarized. I don't even fish, and I like polarized glasses. That's so to take the glare off the water. I don't like glare. I'm anti-glare. I'm pro Shady Rays. Check them out, guys. Go to shadyrays.com. Use code STARTING for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Let's get back to the World Series show. Now, they have a game when this gets published. Like, they have a game in like 12 hours. They have a game in like Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper and Nick Castellanos. These guys have to go to the field and compete, and they have to do it against Justin Verlander. And this is a great storyline, dude. This is it.
Well, they've done it once.
Justin Verlander.
They've done it once against them.
We've talked.
They're going to be ready.
43 innings, 8 starts, 6.07 ERA.
Yeah.
You know they're going to be all over him.
I mean, this could be the moment that Verlander breaks out and just dices.
And this could also be the moment where Bryce Harper's like, hey.
Well, he's already had those moments.
Well, he's going to fucking
which wouldn't
take it to the
surprise
next level.
anybody. Well, he could. I don't know if there's another level that he can go to.
Well, it's 2-2,
well,
bro.
I mean, we'll see.
They got to win 2 more games, and he's hitting. God bless Rob Thompson for keeping him in the 4th spot.
Now it's a.
I just want to say, God bless Rob.
Now it's
Thompson
a series. It's a 3-game series. Got to win 2 or 3.
Let's make some predictions.
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah.
You're getting better at this. I'll start.
Listen. I'm starting. If you just let me finish, I think Phillies win Game 5. I think the Astros take Game 6. Phillies Game 7.
We're back
just like I predicted. What do you got?
Well, I mean, obviously my Astros in 5 prediction was wrong. They look good tonight.
You let the Phillies fans persuade you to go
did,
Phillies
dude.
in 5.
I know. Well, Astros in 7. I think you're wrong.
Either way, it's a great series.
Hey, we had a great time today, too. Last thing I want to say, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Subscribe to YouTube, obviously. Subscribe to the page. Thank you. You were a good host today. We're in Philly.
It was nice.
We went out. You were like, hey,
change the scenery.
Lived here for a couple of years. I got a couple buddies. Let's go do something nice. And you took me out, and we had a nice day together. And you took me to.
You had a beautiful nap.
Yeah, dude.
In the Uber on the way home.
Yeah,
I wanted to wake you up. I told you. I said you're. What did I say to you?
You were like, you're a beautiful sleeper.
You're a beautiful
man.
sleeper.
I don't. You just look
until
so
you
peaceful.
open your eyes.
I know, and then I get up, and people are like, "Oh, dude,
things
go back
change."
to sleep. And now you understand where Mama Carl comes from. So I just want to say personally to you on our show together, thank you for such a nice day in Philadelphia.
No, it was a good day, Colin. Thanks for being with us. I know we're a pain in the ass to kind of wrangle up and get us to do what's necessary.
Do you want to chase down these couple guys in their late 30s just running out Philadelphia bars and talking? Nope, but Colin does it. We appreciate it. We also appreciate everybody that's tuning in. You guys, thank you very much for following along. We'll have stuff tomorrow. Game 5's coming up. World Series, guys. This just started tonight.
Phil's in 7.